Good morning. Well, we've all woken up here. Most of us experienced the blackout last night on TikTok, but we're all waking up this morning going, where's my outlet? Where's my go-to app, to sit and endlessly scroll on because it is no longer there. So I just want to talk a little bit about that, a little bit about what I want to do on the page, because this has been a weird eye opener. Um, Regardless, I think this is a temporary thing. Um, Regardless of where and who buys this app out and where it ends up being down the road, could change things, I think, forever. It's never going to be the same. So, this was an eye opener to me. Luckily enough for me, when I really started building on TikTok, I automatically started backing up and reposting things and working on YouTube as well. Just because, like, it's always good to have a backup plan because it's social media, it's technology, shit happens all the time, right? Um, so yeah, I think there was going to be a period of blackout with this app astrologically, and I want to get into that. It's coffee this morning. I'm in my robe, uh, in my recording area. And you know what's funny is the thing with TikTok is everybody hid behind filters. You never really knew what people looked like because they were always enhanced somehow. So I'm okay with YouTube. I'm okay with, the lack of filters and things that you can enhance your appearance, because most big, I'm going to say not all, but most creators on there always used some sort of a filter to hide behind. So you never really even knew what they actually looked like without all these enhancing filters. So here we are. I have no makeup on today. My hair is brushed, but kind of, I guess. But to me, it feels like it's going to be a lot more raw, and that's one thing that I do kind of, put out there is, I will tell you right now, I am not a professional editor. I am not a professional vlogger. This is a vlog channel to talk about my journey, my story, and just share tips of the craft of doing this for as long as I have. So, yeah, it's supposed to be a little raw. It's supposed to be a little transparent. This is how you really get to know somebody. And this is why I decided that regardless of how this ends up going, I am going to work on building content on YouTube anyway, just because I feel like TikTok's never going to be the same. We are going in an entirely different direction, regardless of the outcome here. So, yeah, I am diligently working towards my 1,000 followers. I would love to get there so I could do a little bit of monetizing. There will be, I think, at some point, some subscription options here, just so you can get some behind the scenes, maybe some live sales, some sound healing sessions. Like, I have a lot of ideas that I want to do on this app. So I think it'll be a good thing in the long run. It's definitely going to be a transition because, um, as you may already know, if you are on all of these apps, Lemonade doesn't work, CapCut doesn't work. I'm still trying to figure out with CapCut, because I paid for a year, how this, if this goes more than a few days and we don't see something with the inauguration come Monday, that I'm definitely going to reach back out to CapCut, and I am going to see about getting some sort of reimbursement there, because if this isn't going to come back anytime soon, then I'm basically paying for a subscription to edit videos that I cannot use. So there is a lot of different directions I want to go with this. So if you can share and subscribe and help me hit that 1K, I would be so excited. I'm halfway there. So hopefully between the other outlets that I have, Facebook, Instagram, um, something can, come up of that. So let's talk a little bit astrology about what's going on and why I kind of seen this coming. If you didn't know, we are currently sitting in Mars retrograde. It's going to happen well into February here. I had mentioned that on my last, hot dumpster fire um, video that I had posted, my longer video. But there is, a lot of political pull with Mars. And this does not surprise me 100% that TikTok was the outcome of this Mars retrograde. It pulls politically, and you figure, you look at all the politics involved in running this supposed, foreign company, even though a lot of it is based here in the States. It just wasn't enough for the corporate a-holes to pull their portion, so they've got to get more control over it, because as I have kind of dove in the rabbit hole on these political platforms, the side of social media on the political side, there are a ton of investors, and most of them being in Congress on a lot of these platforms, so they have an investment. And unfortunately, TikTok was not one of those that was available for investment. So this is definitely a political ploy, to get, I think, more control of that, and that fits right in with Mars retrograde that's going on right now. So I just half-ass expected it. I did expect it to go dark. I do think that they will reach something fairly shortly. I think this was also a little bit of a political propaganda, just so Trump could slide in here looking like the hero to save TikTok, and gain more of those votes, which, political propaganda has been going on for hundreds of years. So it's 100 years at least. It is too not surprising. So where does that leave us now? We ran all over to Red Note, right off the bat, thinking that that was going to be kind of a sanctuary app, when a lot of us on the witch talk side, and I kind of had an idea, with the whole governmental system, just because I talked to people in that area prior to this, that, the whole witchcraft thing was not accepted in their government. It is a form of politics, and it will get you banned on the app. So a lot of people from the TikTok witch talk community that went over to Red Note found very quickly that it was not very accepting for a lot of the posts. Some people got banned right off the bat, and it's just not a safe place. So Red Note has just been a backup. I really did not understand the huge influx on Lemon 8, because, I noticed there was a ton of following going on there, myself included. And regardless of what the outcome was, because I figured, CapCut was going down, Lemonade was going down right along with TikTok. I was still following followers over there, and, building that platform, because, like I said, government propaganda, everything's going to come back at some point here. It's going to be ran differently. I do understand the hesitation of wanting to support Meta at all at this point. Um, Unfortunately, that's not something I can do, because that's where I started building, was on Instagram, and then went to Facebook, and then later TikTok. So I am not in a position to just be writing these platforms off, because, I have a lot of investment there, and, a lot of engagement on those. So, YouTube was the best place for me to go. There is another app coming out in the early spring. It's getting a lot of back and forth grief as well. It's called Neptune. That one will also be kind of TikTok style based, but a lot more controlling on the algorithms and what you choose to see, which I think in a way is good, but then it limits how you can, be discovered by new people, or how you can discover new people. So that's all still up in the air. I know people have ran to Substack as well. That's kind of a writing blog thing. Blue Sky is, but it's a lot of scrambling. And I just know with a lot of content creators, YouTube has been the place to go. This has been kind of where I've been periodically posting for years, and it's just something that I feel like this is where for vlogging I need to adjust my direction and start pushing it more. So let's do a real quick astrological lookout for next week. We've got the inauguration coming on Martin Luther King Jr. Day. So that is going to bring a bunch of energy in itself. I think that day will be super exhausting just because all of us are kind of sitting back waiting to see what the fate of TikTok is going to be. So regardless of whether or not we get an answer that day, I think if anything, we are going to Monday or Tuesday get that extension that everybody was so diligently waiting to get before it went black, of that 90-day extension while they work towards, a purchase. It sounds like there are several options on the floor. Buyers have come forth. Whether or not ByteDance is willing to sell that algorithm is still up in the air, but there are a lot of buyers who are interested, which, according to the ban law that went into effect, that was one of the circumstances that needed to happen in order to, allow TikTok to keep running. So with that going on, hopefully we've got, some leeway time and it'll come back up. But it's going to be kind of an exhausting week next week anyway. Mars is in retrograde until, February, later February. So, goal planning, we're still in January. We still should be just kind of hibernating. It is probably 5 degrees outside this morning, hence the robe. And it's a Sunday. I don't know if I'm going to open my shop today. Um, I'm just kind of lounging about and enjoying a slow morning, which is great. So ideas are great, planning is great. Don't forge ahead too abruptly. Plan things out. The stars are not 100% in your favor, so just take things easy. Let's wait and see what happens this next week. Hopefully some energies will release. I will start doing some weekly forecast updates, astrologically forecasts. So let me rephrase that. Astrological forecasts every week. Just on Sundays, so we can kind of get an idea of how to play with the stars and the planets instead of trying to work against them. So this was my, I'm going to call this video my social media TED Talk, and, see where this week goes. Hopefully we get some answers and get some movement from Trump, and maybe this app will come back. Maybe TikTok will come back. If not, like I said, I'm building over here either way. So if you've subscribed, thank you, thank you. I will say again, if you have a handle and you have a subscription channel over here, I will 100% support. It's rebuilding another community, and I just want to build that again.